please reach out to the General Manager's office at gmo-tSSS@toronto.ca to let us know as soon as possible so that we can support you in finding another match. And for those mentees who are not yet matched, it's probably because your profile has not been completed. So we noticed that there are some mentees who have a profile completion rate of less than 50%. And it's very difficult for those mentees to be visible in the search when we're looking to match them. So we have extended our deadline until the end of the week, until Friday, to please go into the Mentorcity platform and fill out your profile and kindly initiate a match with a mentor of your liking by this date if you're still interested in participating in the program. Because as we mentioned earlier, this program this year is a limited capacity program. So if you're not interested and you don't want to take the initiative to look out for a match or from a mentor, then unfortunately we may have to remove you from the program to allow another staff member from the waitlist to join the program. Okay, so if you're still interested, it's crucial that you take action within these 2 days to secure a spot. Okay, so as mentioned earlier in our opening ceremony, this year's program is shorter, 4 months, to provide a more concentrated time frame for mentorship activities. And as I mentioned, we have capped the number of participants per division to ensure that we can provide high quality interactions and personalized attention to mentors and mentees. And also this allows us to have these type of information sessions and provide additional resources and enhanced supports to guide mentors as well as mentees to maximize the benefits of the program. Okay, so let me go over the agenda today. So we will start with the land acknowledgement, followed by some insights from some of our previous as well as current mentors. And then we will have our African ancestral acknowledgement. Then we have a variety of resources that we want to share with you to help you maximize the benefits of the program. We also have 2 previous mentees who would like to share their insights to mentees of this year's program to help them get the most out of the program. Finally, we can give you the opportunity to ask any questions you may have. Okay, so I'm going to pass the floor on to my colleague Gloria and Tess to lead the land acknowledgement for us.
Thank you very much, Delini. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gloria Ann Balkatseda, and I am a business support and workforce planning specialist, and I'm with TESS Organizational Development. Before saying the land acknowledgement, I'd just like to share my personal reflections as a Black woman reflecting on the experience of the Indigenous peoples. Toronto's land acknowledgement resonates deeply with me. This acknowledgement is more than a formality. It represents a commitment to recognizing the historical and ongoing struggles faced by Indigenous communities. It serves as a reminder of the land's true history, which is often overshadowed by colonial narratives. It is important to understand the land acknowledgement and why we say it. The land acknowledgement emphasizes the importance of understanding the land we occupy. Toronto is situated on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat peoples, and it is crucial to honor their enduring relationship with this land. Recognizing this history encourages a broader perspective on justice, equity, and belonging, which deeply informs my identity and advocacy. I reflect on our intersectionality and shared struggles. As a Black woman, I often reflect on the intersectionality of our struggles. Both Indigenous and Black communities have faced systemic oppression and marginalization. The shared experience strengthens my commitment to allyship. It highlights the importance of solidarity in our movements for justice, and we must amplify each other's voices and recognize the importance of working together toward equity and healing. Advancing truth and reconciliation is a personal commitment I take seriously. It involves educating myself and others about the histories and ongoing injustices faced by Indigenous communities. I strive to create spaces for dialogue, listen to Indigenous voices, and support Indigenous-led initiatives. This work is crucial not only for acknowledging past wrongs, but also for fostering a more inclusive future. Reflecting on the land acknowledgement as a Black woman shapes my understanding of justice and reconciliation. It reinforces the idea that our struggles are interconnected and that we must work together for a more just society. My commitment to advancing truth and reconciliation is not an obligation. It is a deeply personal journey toward healing and understanding. With this in mind, I say today that we acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Back to you, Delaney.
Thank you, Gloria Ann, for starting us on that positive note. So for our next item, I am going to have our two wonderful and current mentors share their experiences and advice on how this year's mentors can guide their mentees to create a positive impact in the mentoring relationship. So first, I'm going to turn the floor over to Sinead Canavan, Project Director with the TSSS Division. Over to you, Sinead.
Thanks, Delaney, and good morning, everyone. I appreciate you all taking the time to join this meeting. I know with busy schedules and stressful roles, it may be difficult to take the time to have to carve out your day to have this type of conversation and do this type of work. But it is integral to our careers because our day-to-day work is so important to us, but so is our growth and taking the time and effort to become part of a program like this and show interest in it shows that you're committed to moving on up or around or just continue to grow in your career. And it's proof these programs like this are not just about the work you do, but it's about you as a person and how we can support you as a person in your growth and interests and areas where you may need support at the city. So I'm really excited to be a part of this. Sorry, my lights went out and I'm now in the dark, but here I'm back. Sorry about that if your cameras have done funny things. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a few minutes about what it feels like to be a mentor and an ally in this case, because I'm not obviously a Black leader at the City of Toronto, but I am an ally for my Black colleagues and Black peers, and do what I can to support you in your growth and to better understand the systems that you may face and where there may be different hurdles that you may face in your career growth and opportunities that I may not have faced in my role, and how I can be a part of the solution instead of continuing to add to the systemic problems that may exist or that we may encounter in our work here at the city. So I take this as an opportunity to learn and hear from folks I've had the pleasure of mentoring in the past. I have been lucky enough to participate in this program for both iterations, both versions that existed prior to this year. So glad to be available as a third-year mentor for those who are interested. I haven't yet matched with anyone, so if anything resonates with you and you show an interest, I am available for mentorship this time around, as I know folks are still just getting their profiles underway and the matching work is still underway. So I think, I approach my mentorship with an open mind and focus really on listening to the needs of the person or people that I've been connected with. Really, this is about your journey and not my opinion on it, but more are there insights I can offer, little tips, areas of interest a person may have. My background is in public relations and communications primarily, but my role is on more of a customer service, issues management, and more of the political side of things with staff reports and other work that we do in the division. I support the leadership team and our operational teams in Toronto Shelter and Support Services to manage those types of things that come up. And you know, that magical term that we may see in job descriptions called political acuity, apparently I have that. So I'm happy to bestow upon you whatever we may think that means in your work, and how that might help you as you continue your growth opportunities here at the city. So my focus when we meet is to really get a sense of what you're looking for, where you think you want to go. Do you have a plan? This may just be your first step. Signing up for this was your big move, and now we figure out what's next. And are there things you're comfortable with doing or may need a little more support in pursuing, and finding ways that I can help you as you review job opportunities or even just learning opportunities that you think might help you take the steps you need to grow or even just improve, because it's not always about growth. Sometimes it's about building confidence and feeling better about where you are, because you might be in a new role. You might have had that chance to grow into a new role, and you're maybe feeling a bit of that imposter syndrome that I think all of us may face from day to day. Like, what if I think I know what I'm doing, but do I really know what I'm doing? Is probably a common question that passes us in our days at work. And, you know, I'm happy to help provide that insight and support and you know, lend an ear and, you know, some ideas in the backside of processes that exist here at the city that we may not be privy to, depending on where you're coming from and applying for jobs. People who are lucky enough to be on interview panels and participate in that process get to see a little bit of a different part of that work. And, you know, I'm happy to provide some glimpses in that side of the world, so that when you're preparing for interviews or, you know, just thinking about that, finding ways so that you are putting your best foot, effort, self forward that will help you shine in the processes that currently exist, while we look at ways that we might, like, you know, feedback from folks through these programs may help us improve our processes that exist right now. So, you know, recognizing that there's always room for improvement in the work we do when it comes to workforce development and our changes in and around that. So I'm going to leave that there and leave it open more to questions if there are. I don't know if that's an opportunity later, Delaney, so apologies if I put something out there that doesn't exist. But I'm glad to be here. I'm really excited for this opportunity for all of you. You know, I had the pleasure that, you know, the person I worked with last year, Rochelle, was from TESS, and she was working on a journey and ended up, you know, moving on up in her world and career path. And, you know, I was delighted for her because she put in the work. First step was signing up for this mentorship program, and then it spurred the interest and lit the fire that she needed to move ahead in this work. And maybe that's what we all need. Just having this one little opportunity leads to so many other things for folks on their career path. And I'm happy to play whatever small part I can in that. But most of the work is done by the individuals, the mentees themselves. Us mentors just do our best to keep the train on the tracks. That's about it. The hard work of driving the train, building the train, and really steaming that engine is done by you, the mentees. So congratulations on taking the first step, the first big hard step to do that, and welcome. And we look forward to doing what we can to support you. So I'll leave that there, Delaney, and pass it back to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sinead, for sharing that positive story and your valuable insights as a mentor, not just as a mentor, but also as an ally. I'm sure there are other ally mentors today in this session, or probably new mentors and benefit from those tips. And she made a great point about the mentees being the driver of the mentoring relationship. So I want to emphasize that, and we will continue to emphasize that during the session today. Okay, so I'm going to pass it over to our next mentor, Donna Lee Saunders, who's not new to you all. She managed the program last year, and we are very fortunate to have her again this year for some of our professional development webinars. And today she's here to share her insights from her experience as a mentor last year. She's now a supervisor direct with TESS. So welcome, Donna Lee Saunders.
Thanks a lot, Delaney. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Donna Lee Saunders, and I'm a Supervisor Direct Programs with TESS, formerly a Business Support and Workforce Planning Specialist with TSSS. I have the privilege of sharing with you today. Thanks for all the love and the emojis. Thank you, guys. Right back to you. I have the privilege of sharing with you today my experience being a mentor in the Black Mentorship Program. But firstly, I would like to acknowledge TSSS for creating this fantastic opportunity to support staff and TESS for collaborating on this program as well. So what I found being a mentor is that it's very fulfilling for me, and it's a rewarding experience so far for me as well. When you dedicate like your time to support someone else to develop and reach their goals and aspirations, I consider that like a win-win, not just for the mentee, but also for the mentor. Because as a mentor, it pushes you to be a leader in by modeling your professional journey as well. And it forces you to follow through on some of the things you're telling your mentees to do. So it actually really just helps you as well to grow and develop certain skills that you're probably looking to develop, like your leadership skills, right? Your coaching skills and all that. So just a little bit about last year, my participation in the mentorship program. As Delaney mentioned, I was one of the facilitator for the professional development workshops, but I also was a mentor. I had two mentees who selected my profile, and they came to me they selected my profile for two separate reasons. One wanted to advance in their career, and the other just wanted some supports to navigate some challenges they were facing at the time. So once we were successfully matched, I reached out to the mentees by sending a message on the Mentor City platform to set up an introduction meeting to kind of just kickstart these mentorship relationships, right? So at our first meeting, I would do the introduction and review the mentorship agreement. And I find that this step is very crucial because it sets the framework for how you will be connecting with your mentee moving forward. So one of my first questions to my mentees are always, how can I support you? What is it you're looking for from me? You selected my profile for a reason based on, what I may have put on my profile as some of my strengths, as well as my developmental areas. So it is important to know the exact kind of help your mentee is looking to achieve. Not everyone come for career development. Some folks, as I've experienced, come for some help with navigating challenging situations. So I would discuss with my mentees like how, when, where we'll meet, what platform we'll use. I usually use WebEx, but I transfer the information over to Mentor City. And WebEx just because it's familiar, right? Familiar to staff, it's easier to navigate. But like the information, what I do is I set out all my meetings for the entire program duration. So we book all our meetings and kind of have that recurring meetings going on. And then if something comes up, my mentee would just notify if we need to make some readjustment to the schedule. So this way we have these meetings in our calendars, right? Because as Sinead mentioned earlier, we all get so busy. We want to make sure we're dedicating time to developing this relationship and ensure that our mentees get the most out of the program. So another thing that I do is during our first initial meeting, I would take notes, of course, of my mentees it's career development, we would work on resume critique, and I would critique their actual resumes for them. And most importantly, too, one of my favorite is I would do mock interviews with them just to kind of prepare them for um, the interview process. Sometimes folks have not gone through the process. I just see here that my sound chipped out momentarily. Just want to check in. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay,
we can hear you.
perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I was just saying that with my mentees, for the ones who are looking for career development, I support them with their resume, like tailoring their resume specifically for positions that they're, applying for. And then to kind of help with the warm up and to get them comfortable and to keep their nerves in check, I'll do the mock interviews with them. So like a week or so before an interview, I will be drafting the questions based on the key qualifications of each of the jobs that they're applying to, and function as a one of the panelists for administering the questions. And this I find works really well because it gives my mentees the opportunity to practice and to kind of, I provide the feedback on areas that I feel like, could improve. So those are just some of the ways that I'm quite hands-on with my mentees. So one of the other things for the last year program, what I recognize is that, as Sinead mentioned too, it's really important that the mentees are the one driving the conversations. I've always sat kind of in the supportive role, and the mentee kind of tell me where they want to go. And a way that I use to kind of ensure that's happening is using an agenda. So in the contract, it actually says, will we be using an agenda for our meetings? I always select yes, and allow the mentee to send me an agenda of what they want to discuss for each meeting. At least 2 days before, so I can ensure that I'm spending time to prepare and provide the best supports. So I'm happy to report that with my mentorship experience last year, I had two mentees, as I mentioned. And so one was able to secure a promotion and move into another position. And the other mentee was able to just navigate some of the challenges and barriers she was facing. And I think more so for this last one, it was just so they could have a safe space to share their experiences and have someone listen. And so I functioned in that capacity as well, just become a listener and just help with navigating some of those. So all in all, I would say for 2023, it was a great mentorship year for myself and my two mentees. For this program so far for 2024, I have been matched with one mentor so far, one mentee so far. So I look forward to what 2024 holds and the accomplishment that the program will provide, of course, for our mentees for this year. So Denali, I'll hand back over to you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Yes, thank you so much, Donnelly, for sharing those, insightful tips. You did speak about the mentoring agreement, which we will highlight later. I do see some people have already filled that out, but we want to highlight that for those who may be new to this. And something that Donnelly highlighted was, so as a mentor, something you can think about is how can I support you? That's the question you have to ask, right? Because not all mentees may not want to get a promotion. They may simply have, difficulties navigating the workplace, which is what they're looking for. So it's very important to understand what your mentee is looking for and provide the support that they need. Okay, so I'm going to now turn the floor over to my colleague, Simone Richards, to lead the African Ancestral Acknowledgement for us. Simone, over to you.
Thank you, Delaney. The City of Toronto acknowledges all treaty peoples, including those who came here as settlers, as migrants either in this generation or in generations past, and those of us who came here involuntarily, particularly those brought to these lands as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. We pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Simone Richards, and I'm a business support and workforce planning specialist within the General Manager's Office here at TSSS. And for my reflection, I'd like to say that as we continue to honor our ancestors and acknowledge their profound impact on our journey, I'm filled with pride and gratitude for how far we have come. And as we prepare to commemorate Emancipation Month in a few weeks, which is starting August 1st, let us remember that we stand on the shoulders of giants, and it is their strength and resilience that have brought us to this point. And as we get ready to participate in this year's Divisional Mentorship Program for Black staff, let us celebrate our achievements and the progress we have made together. Each step forward is a testament to our collective determination and the unwavering support that we offer one another. And although our journey is far, far, far from over, let us continue to uplift and inspire each other, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Let us continue to reach for the stars, knowing that our potential is limitless and our unity here is our greatest strength. I'm honored that I will be mentoring two mentees, and I want to end off by saying that whether you are with TESS or TSSS, together we will all continue to break barriers, create opportunities, and build a future where every dream can be realized. I'm so excited to be a part of this program, and I hope you feel the same way too. Thank you. Back to you, Delaney.
Thank you so much, Simone. Okay, so now we want to get to the stuff what the session is for, to highlight the resources available to you both as mentors and mentees to have a successful experience. So to begin with, I'm going to pass it on to Gloria Ann to highlight the resources available.
Thank you, Delaney. So I just want to, before going into the roles and resources, I just want to thank Sinead and Donnelly for sharing their valuable insights and ideas that we know will be very helpful, particularly for those participants who are new to the program. And thank all the mentors, particularly those who are returning for their participation again this year. I think that demonstrates that the value that they got from participating in the program as well as the benefits to the mentees. So Delaney will provide more details, but I will just provide a brief overview of the mentoring roles, as well as some key resources available to participants of the program. Since the partnership is focused on the mentees' learning objectives, it is essential that potential mentees devote time to clarify their professional goals and identify strengths that will promote the achievement of those goals and development areas that may be obstacles. It will be the mentee's responsibility to manage the mentoring partnership. This has been mentioned today, but we cannot stress enough that mentees are in the driver's seat of their personal and professional development. And the mentor is there to help them read the map and encourage valuable sightseeing along the way. We ask that you honor your commitments. Professionalism will indicate that you are serious about the relationships. And we ask that you please ask for feedback and guidance. The more specific you can be, the easier it will be for your mentor to support you. Mentorship partnerships should be dynamic and reciprocal experiences in which the mentor and mentee grow and learn from each other. So be open to suggestions from your mentor, cultivate a willingness to try new approaches to doing or thinking about things. The mentor's role is really to share experience, insights, and feedback that will guide the mentee in the achievement of his or her development objectives. Listening plays an important part in the mentoring role. And this is listening to understand the mentee's goals and to uncover key learning opportunities that support these goals. Mentoring partnerships are grounded in confidentiality and trust. The content of your mentoring conversation should be private unless otherwise discussed and agreed upon by both parties. And regarding conflict resolution, if any party perceives there to be any inappropriate conduct or concerns, the concerned party should feel free to reach out in confidence to either TSSS or TESS OD for guidance. So moving on to the mentoring program resources. As part of the mentorship program for Black staff, participants can access a number of customized resources which are available on TSS's Spot webpage, as well as on the Mentor City platform. And for test participants, the link to the TSS's webpage can be accessed from some of the communications that have been sent out, as well as from our HSOD webpage. So some of the resources you will find here will include a guide to approach mentorship more equitably. And this guide is developed for mentors participating in the mentorship program for Black staff to provide them with strategies to approach the mentorship relationship with an equity lens, recognizing the inherent privilege and power imbalance that mentors possess in a mentorship relationship, especially in the case of non-Black staff participating in the program as mentors. It asks mentors to consider how to be purposeful in their approach to advance racial equity. The mentorship tip sheet provides tips to optimize mentorship experience for mentees. And you will also find monthly mentoring activities. This is a guide with a list of monthly activities that can be used to assist with the mentorship program for both mentors and mentees. For example, something for a guide for the first meeting. The goal development template helps with developing goals and tracking their progress for mentees. And this includes goals, how success is measured, timelines, etc. The mentor checklist is a good starting point for mentors, and this has a list of sample activities to aid mentors in supporting mentees with their professional development. For example, what areas can you advise them on, or what questions can you ask mentees? The resource on being an ally of the Black community is a particularly useful resource. And it is a tip sheet that was created to offer non-Black employees a starting point for how you can be an ally to Black colleagues and community. In addition to these, we really encourage mentors and mentees, especially if you have a cross-divisional relationship, to arrange job shadowing and to tour each other's facilities if that's feasible, to provide practical insights into the various roles within the divisions, and contributing really to a wholesome learning experience through the program. Last year, we heard from our participants, both mentors and mentees, at the closing ceremony about the meaningful experiences and opportunities that the program provided them. So we are really looking forward to hearing from you at the end of this program and throughout the program as to how successful the experiences is for both mentees and mentors, and sharing what activities that you're doing. So with that, I will hand it over back to Delaney.
Thank you, Gloria. And yes, so just I wanted to highlight the last point about the job shadowing and the tours, which we did at, it's new to this year's program. So we highly encourage mentors, if you're able to, please facilitate that with your mentees. It will certainly help to provide the practical aspect of whichever role the mentee wants to get into. Okay, so moving on. This is a video that the Mentorcity platform had shared with regards to interacting with your mentee. But due to the interest of time, I'm not going to play it right now, but I will share the link in the chat, which you can watch later with regards to booking meetings and connecting with your mentor or mentee on the Mentorcity platform. Okay, so moving on to more resources for mentors specifically. So as Donna Lee mentioned, we have the mentoring agreement, which is a vital foundation for successful mentoring relationship. And I see that some participants have already filled this out on Mentorcity, so that's great. But for those who are new to the platform and may not be aware, we highly recommend that you complete this on the platform when kicking off your mentoring relationship in discussion with your mentor or mentee. And this covers several key areas such as meeting logistics. So planning the meeting, what is the schedule and format for your meeting. Communication, so setting expectations for how and when you will communicate. The confidentiality piece, that is ensuring that all shared information in the meetings remain private and secure. And there is also a goals section on the Mentorcity platform that is not mandatory, but we encourage you to fill it out. It's available for both mentors and mentees. And these are specific goals and skills that mentees aim to develop during your mentorship journey. And for the mentor, for the mentees, for your mentees to develop. So setting clear and achievable objectives will help you in guiding your progress and ensuring that both mentees and mentees are aligned in what they want to achieve. And feedback is crucial as part of this effort because it highlights regular, honest, and supportive feedback between the mentor and mentee in improving and celebrating successes and fostering a productive mentoring relationship. Okay, so for mentors, in terms of the mentoring plan, this will help you guide your mentoring relationship by focusing on key areas that are crucial for the development of your mentee. So some of the questions that you can ask them are in regards to their strengths, to tell them about their career so far, what's gone well, what has not gone well, what are the specific objectives that they want to accomplish, what new connections or partnerships are you hoping to make, and how will we successfully measure that we've achieved those objectives. So by asking these questions, it will help facilitate a deeper understanding of the mentee's goals and also help structure a productive mentoring relationship. Okay, so for those who are not aware where to go to for the mentoring agreement, it's on the relationships page on the Mentorcity platform right here. As you can see, you can access the mentoring agreement, and the goals section is also in the same page. And you can also see a screenshot of the sample mentoring agreement covering the areas that I just mentioned. So just moving on to more specific resources for the mentees and how you can make the most out of the program. As was mentioned earlier, the more specific you are in defining what you want to accomplish via this mentoring relationship, the more effectively your mentor will be able to help you get there. So as a starting point, you can write out all the objectives that you want to accomplish, and then select maybe up to 3 that are relevant and appropriate for you based on your current situation. You have to be realistic. Not all the objectives that you want to achieve may be achievable at this point in your career. So Being realistic is also important, and be specific, measurable, and aligned with your professional growth aspirations. And to make the most out of your mentorship experience, engaging in meaningful conversations with your mentor is crucial. So here are some of the questions that you can ask to sharpen your focus. Questions related to their mentor's career journey. So asking them about how they got there, to their field, what experiences was crucial to get them to that point. How does a typical day look like? What are the main responsibilities in their position? What strategies do you use to manage work-life balance, for example, if some mentees may be struggling with that? And you can even ask, given your current situation, what skills or experiences do you think I should focus on developing? And what advice do you have for someone, looking to achieve this specific goal in the next few years? Even if you may not want to get to that within the next year, but if you want to get to it in the long term, you can get support from your mentee for that as well. Okay, so finally, just want to summarize in terms of helping you guide effective mentoring relationships. So planning effective meetings is crucial. Schedule regular and structured meetings to ensure that you have productive discussions and can track progress. So Donnelly mentioned how she, booked meetings for the entire year. That's something you can do, right? If you think you're going to slack off and you may not have the time to book meetings later on in the year, just book them for the entire year, and you can cancel if it may not work for you if something else comes up. But at least you've made the plan and the effort to meet with your mentor or mentee. And also clearly define and agree on actionable steps to achieve the mentee's goals, right? Not just identifying the goals, but what are the actions? How can you get there? Having that action plan. And as the third step, always debrief. After each meeting, review and discuss what was learned and reinforce the understanding and how you can, take it back to the workplace. That's very crucial, right? Applying it, whatever support you get, but also applying it in a practical environment. And finally, recognizing and celebrating the achievements and milestones reached during the relationship is also crucial. So if you were able to maybe get an interview that you were not able to get so far in your career, just celebrate that. That's a great step. Although you may not have got the job, getting that interview was a great milestone in getting to where you want to be later on in your career. And finally, maintain connections and support even after the formal mentorship period ends. So although the mentorship program ends in November, we encourage you to continue to foster those long-term connections because you may not reach that promotion you want to during that 5 months, but it may come to you eventually. And having that mentor connection, you can always reach out to them, is super important. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to our two wonderful mentees who are here today, and they want to share their insights on how they utilized the mentorship program last year to gain benefit towards their professional growth. So first of all, we have Roxanne Franzor, who is the coordinator programs for our TSSS division. Roxanne, over to you.
Hi, thank you, Delaney. Good morning, everyone. It's been a long morning. Good morning. First, I definitely want to say thank you for TSS T3 for providing this, and along with the partnership with TESS. I ask a lot of my peers, my friends, if they have anything like this at their company, at their work, and they say absolutely not. And I will definitely say that when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure whether or not this would be at my best interest. I will say it is so worthwhile. It is so well put together. They've thought of everything, and Mentor City made it very, very easy for me to put everything, yes, Donna, everything, for me to put all of my information, my objectives, what I was looking for. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. So it was put out there, and Mary Rose was one of the persons who was putting information out. So Mary Rose DeLuca. And I had the opportunity to look at a couple of the profiles, and I was like, I think I want Mary Rose. And so Mary Rose said to me, no, ours are here to begin with, but you're going to have a plethora of people to choose from. I said, okay. So I went back and I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted because of the fact that they had asked me to put my objectives, put what my weaknesses are, what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping to achieve. And when I looked at hers, it was the same. She had to offer me. So when it opened up, I said, yes, I want you. Will you, if you know the show, will you say yes to the dress or say yes to the mentee? And she said yes. And that's how it happened. And so some of the things that I want to say with regards to this amazing opportunity. Get an opportunity to know your mentor, get an understanding of the journey they took to get to where they are today, because it may help. Everybody's journey is not the same, but it might help you to understand some of the steps that they took, which may be helpful to you. Another thing I will say is be open, be really open and honest about where you want to go. Do not say what you think someone wants to hear. If you're interested in earning more, say you're interested in earning more. If you want to increase your skills, if you want to increase, improve your speaking ability, your training skills, or any of them, it's important. The other thing is, when we had the meetings, we decided to do bi-weekly meetings. And one of the things that we eventually developed was to take the meeting and walk and talk at the same time. So we would change it to the phone and we would walk and talk to make it a more relaxed feel and a more relaxed environment. And that gave me the opportunity to tell her exactly what was happening in my space. I was able to express things. And this gave her the opportunity to encourage me to take part in various groups, committees, memberships, things that I was not even aware of. So it was amazing. The other part is remembering that you as a mentee have great information to share as well. So the more open you are, the more you get from this experience. And some of the things that I shared about what I did in my position, me as a program coordinator, about, anything, some of my challenges, anything, this helped to spark ways that my mentor can help me or help with what she was doing to provide different tweaks or improvements to their processes or to mine. So that was good. Also flexibility, we were able to be very flexible in the way that we were able to. So if one day didn't work and we had it set up, we had a great way, different ways to contact each other to say, hey, are you okay with changing to a different time and so on. So that was very, very helpful too. I'd also say have some fun. Have some fun. Not only are they our mentor, but they're a whole person with quirks and good and bad days. So give everybody grace and try to laugh as much as you can. But at the end of it, I really felt it gave me, she was able to see a lot of the strengths where I did not recognize. I did not recognize a lot of the strengths and a lot of the things that I was excellent at. And she helped me and she helped with the steps that I could take to develop some of those skills and how to maneuver through the city in order to find what it is that I needed to find. She still does it. Still does it for me. And we've had the opportunity to also work together on some projects because of some of the things that I have mentioned that might have been pitfalls or areas that might have needed, a little bit of tweaking. So I would have to say TS3, TSSS, this was an amazing initiative. It's so wonderful. I hope that Mary Rose got as much out of it as I did. And I would say that if you're sticking, don't stick anymore. to definitely be a part of it. So I just want to thank you again.
Thank you so much, Roxanne, for sharing those great tips, especially about not just finding a mentor, but a friend in the mentor, right? Opening up and being honest. So great tips for our mentees today. Now I'm going to pass it on to Vanessa Goret, who is a caseworker with Tess and was a previous mentee in last year's program. Vanessa, over to you.
you, Delaney. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Vanessa, and I was a mentee last year, and I have nothing but good to say about my experience. At first, I have to admit that I felt a bit displaced because I wasn't part of the TSSS division, and I was aware that at the time, the program was originally curated for those staff. So I wasn't sure of what the parameters of my professional relationship would be with my then mentor. But my feelings were of apprehensions were quickly put to the side because I was matched with my mentor, Tamika Gibbons, the Tamika Gibbons. She wanted to see me win, and quite frankly, she still does, even after the session has ended. She helped me build my capacities for roles that I was interested in. She helped me hone in on my capabilities. And most importantly, she encouraged me when I expressed my self-doubt, which, if I'm being honest, it happened quite a lot. I think the best thing that I could have done for my professional and personal development was not only to participate in this program, but also to be open-minded, flexible, and willing to learn. Notice how I said professional and personal development because I definitely grew as a person as well. So in my humble opinion, if you want to get the most out of this amazing and innovative opportunity, there's many things that you can do, but I would love to just highlight two. Number one would be ask questions. You have designated times to meet with your mentor. Come prepared. If their professional journey looks similar to what you see or want for yourself, then ask them how they got there. What were their trials? What were their triumphs? And like in doing that, I was able to kind of sort through what would work for me and even like what I would have done differently because as Roxanne mentioned, no two professional journeys are the same. Number two would probably be access all the resources. Delaney and Glorianne shared some resources earlier. Those resources will be at your fingertips. And of course, I see Donna Lee on the line. My gosh, her webinars were so eye-opening from transitioning into a leadership role, understanding the job call process, and my personal favorite, branding yourself, which before even attending the webinar, I wasn't even sure what that meant. You know the saying, you don't know what you don't know? There it is. So another useful tool that I used was really just going back to basics, putting pen to paper, the goal development template, clearly mapping out my specific goals, thinking about the success factors and setting an honest and achievable timeline for myself. And of course, this was not a solo endeavor. I had the support of my mentor in creating and attaining my goals. And if any changes had to be made, then we would pivot. There were suggested monthly mentoring activities, but again, everyone's journey is different and not necessarily linear, which is why the ability to pivot is so essential. So in closing, I'm glad I was able to vacate my nice and cozy comfort zone because I wouldn't be where I am now. I've been offered many opportunities, which is only adding to my personal journey of leaving my mark, making a name for myself, aka branding myself. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing those tips, especially about asking questions, which is so crucial as a mentee, and that we've already highlighted. But thanks again for reiterating that. Okay, if anyone has any last minute questions to our mentors or anything about the resources, you're welcome to put in the chat. We only have a couple of minutes because our session was hopefully so productive. We wanted to share a lot of resources with you all. But if you have anything that you want to ask, you're welcome to put in the chat and we'll take it on in the last couple of minutes. And while we wait, I will also share the video from Mentor City that you can watch on your own time. Okay, so I see a lot of shout outs, but I don't see any questions. And for those resources that were highlighted earlier, those are on Spot. And we will share the link to our Spot page again for anyone who's not aware. You can also access it from the homepage of Spot. You can go to the Spot homepage and type in mentorship, and it should take you to the mentorship page. Here's the direct link, and there is a special section called Program Resources that you can access all the resources. Okay, I don't see any questions.
Donovan had a question about whether there's a manual to navigate the website.
Mentor City?
Yes.
Yes, Donovan. So we do have the webinar that, the information session for Mentor City that we conducted. You can find that on Spot as well, and you can rewatch it. So Mentor City did go through the platform pretty comprehensively, and you can go through the platform while you watch that. Once again, I want to highlight to those mentees who have not filled out their profiles yet. We still have a lot of wonderful mentors out there like Sinead, who's not yet matched. So go ahead, fill out your profiles in the next couple of days, and send out those invites because we want you to take the initiative. And as highlighted earlier, you all know what is important for you and what you want to achieve. So you have to take that step towards inviting a mentor. And we've seen some mentors have actually started initiating invites to mentees. So you're welcome to do that if you are interested and you're dedicated to being a mentor as well. Okay, so that actually closes our session today. No one else has any additional questions. This session is recorded, so you will be able to access it on our Spot page if you want to go back and revisit the resources or if anyone missed it. Okay, thank you everyone, and we look forward to seeing you again at the webinar next month on August 21st. Have a great day.